I had a Bumble date last night, and I left at 4 a.m. this morning and just told her to lock up. Dude, she cleans my bathroom, makes my bed, and the kicker is she done all, like 90% of my laundry. I don't know if I done something right, maybe done something wrong, maybe she felt sorry for me.
Or maybe she's a pick-me and she's hoping that she gets picked. She's trying to show you what kind of wife she will be on a very first date. If you want to do these kind of things for your man or for a man that you're really interested in after getting to know him, that's one thing. But on a first date, it seems a lot like auditioning. I saw another video recently where a woman invited a first date over to her place and she made short ribs. Now, anybody who cooks knows short ribs takes hours to cook. It's so long, such a labor-intensive meal. And she was acting like it wasn't that big of a deal. No, she knows it was a big deal. She wanted to set herself apart from the other women. She wanted to be picked. When you lead with domestic chores like cooking and cleaning and laundry, a man will absolutely pick you. But he'll pick you to do those things. It won't be because you're loving and kind, you're supportive, you're smart, you're intelligent, you make great decisions. It won't be because of any of those things. It'll be because he doesn't want to wash his own dirty clothes. He doesn't want to cook his own meals. And you'll spend the rest of your relationship being treated like a maid because that's how you started. Men are quick to call women gold diggers if you want money, but some of them are labor diggers because they want free labor.
Baby, let me tell you something. Doing the absolute most for that man is counterproductive. Or doing the absolute most for anybody and draining yourself is counterproductive. You know how cats are? I want to use cats for my analogy. You know the way cats behave when you are their beck and call, you give them everything, they think they are God. The way some of you be doing the absolute most for little or no reciprocity, and then you be asking yourself why these men are sassy, or why there's a sassy men epidemic, or why they think they are the prize. My love, it takes two to tango, and actions have reactions. Do not misconstrue what I'm saying, please, okay? You can do nice things for your man. Personally speaking, that's your business. He has earned that level of dedication, care, and love through his consistency, showing up, and all that. But doing the absolute most for a man you just met for little to no reciprocity. Don't turn around and ask us why he thinks he's God or why he thinks he's the prize, okay? The result is in the pudding. Now, let's address the other side of this, the manipulative aspect of pick-meism, people-pleasing, and all that. Where you think that if you bend over backwards, you do the absolute most, you can keep them satisfied, or you can girl your way into reciprocity. You're only gonna get yourself drained. I'm sorry. You only get yourself drained. On a side note, hello my loves. As always, it's your host here, the Empress H Speaks. Grab a snack, get comfy, because we're diving in. Enjoy!
People need to understand that there is no VIP section in patriarchy. You cannot good woman yourself out of patriarchy. You cannot, I followed the rules, I was a good girl, your way out of patriarchy. In the same way that you cannot good black, good person of color yourself out of racism. Let that sink in. You as young women don't have to learn every lesson from scratch. There are hundreds of years, thousands of years of lessons of other women who've gone through things, of other women who've shared their experiences for you to draw on. You don't have to start from scratch. There is no better woman, good woman. So you adhere to purity culture. You do everything right in an attempt to what? Secure a husband. Some of us have lived long enough to firsthand witness the crash outs of good girls who practice purity culture and then hit 30, no husband in sight, and have generational crash outs because all the whores, all the party girls were getting engaged left, right, and center. In life, there is no formula to this thing, and marriage is not a reward for good behavior. It isn't. Even if you've done it all right, you've adhered to purity culture, you've landed a husband, yay, you've won according to the rules of patriarchy. Look at the stats around HIV transmission. Look at the stats around sexually transmitted diseases. Look who is at risk. Married and monogamous women are high risks for HIV transmission and sexually transmitted diseases. Why? Is it because they are cheating? No, it's because cheating husbands bring home diseases. Even if you've won the so-called game of patriarchy and you've landed yourself a husband due to purity culture, that same husband could be your downfall. Many of you are not ready for that conversation. This idea that adhering to purity culture means that you're decreasing your risk of SA. Not in this South Africa, honey. Not in this South Africa, where everyone from babies to grannies are at risk. You think that adhering to purity culture is going to protect you? The lack of logic is astounding. There is no VIP section.
So this video earlier of a girl saying that she does not listen to women who have children. And I was listening further to see like what else she said, because she followed it with, she doesn't have any interest in being in that position, so she doesn't listen to them, which I could understand that sentiment. I share the same sentiment towards like people giving me advice, and I'm like, I don't want to live the kind of life you're living. Like, why would I listen to you? But then she followed it up with saying that she just thinks that women who don't have children are more intelligent, and like we lack intelligence if we have children. And I can't tell you how incredibly narrow-minded and dull you have to be to come on the internet with that kind of take. Now, the issue here doesn't lie within the choice to not have children, because you absolutely reserve that right, and I completely respect that. But to get on the internet and say that women who don't have children, or that have children, aren't intelligent, when we have Marie Curie, Angela Davis, Michelle Obama, Amanda Francis, like incredibly brilliant women walking this earth who are also mothers. A woman is a woman, and becoming a mother does not take all the accomplishments that she has made in life away from her because she became a mother. And I think it's an incredibly unintelligent take to think like that. Yes, one could argue that I'm just taking it personally because I'm a mother myself, and maybe you're correct about that, but I don't think I would have to be a mother to understand and comprehend how asinine that line of thinking is. Now, I don't know who hurt this girl. I don't know if maybe her mother was toxic, if her mother was her first bully, or if her mother abandoned her, because I mean, girl, if that's the case, like, join the club. You're not alone there. But I can't imagine what else would lead you down this road, the road to say something like that. Because if you have a healthy relationship with your mother, like, say that to her face. And if you're willing to say that to her face, like, what is wrong with you? Now, I'm not the kind of mother who's going to sit here and tell a woman who doesn't want children, like, you're going to change your mind one day, or they give you so much purpose, they bring you so much joy, so much fulfillment, because I don't believe that. I think some women were put on this earth to be mothers, and some women were not. And that is cognitive flexibility, that is intellectual humility, and that's something that you're lacking if you can put these black and white markers on a woman's intelligence based off them reproducing. Now, I'm really only addressing this because there were so many women in the comment section agreeing with this woman based off the idea that a woman is more intelligent when they choose not to have children because they thought the decision through so much more than a woman who does choose to have children. But that's not a sign of intelligence, that's a sign of intentionality. And you can be very intentional about your choice to have children, just as you can be intentional about your choice not to have children. What really determines intelligence is avoiding black and white thinking. You already failed that test. Adaptability, you kind of failed that one too. And self-awareness, which you're also failing that too, because if you don't have enough self-awareness to realize that your decisions to not have children doesn't reflect everyone else's level of intelligence, then now, if you still agree with that woman, I really encourage you to look up how many women in history who have done incredible things using their minds were also mothers. And like, even in our day and age, I mean, we have like here on TikTok, Lady Spine Doc, like she is literally a neurosurgeon and she has 2 children. You're saying that you can't listen to anything a neurosurgeon says because she has children. Yeah, okay, like you're very intelligent. Like I think the call is coming from inside of the house.
My mom did a lot for us growing up, but I think one of the most important things she did for us was that she maintained her own identity outside of being a mother. My mom has hobbies. She has more friends than I do. She goes to more dinners, more happy hours, more book clubs. She travels. She goes on girls' trips. She has a fabulous, like, deep, wonderful relationship with my dad, her husband, that is like totally separate from her relationship with her children. It's not like the only thing they have in common is us. Like, they are a unit. She took, I think, 20 years off of her like corporate journey, I guess you could call it, to child rear and like stay home with 3 children. And she is now working again and is a literal corporate baddie. She's so smart, so intelligent. And she always had this like very detailed tapestry of her life, and being a mother was like one thread of that tapestry among so many other things.
Ladies, we reserve the agency to have children or not to have children. Having children doesn't make you stupid. It might be daring and fearless because of the risk factors involved. PSA though, that's life. You can't always avoid hard things because, they are hard. If you want something, you go for it, damn the risk factors. That's the difference between child-free and parents. A choice. The creator that made the video about parents being stupid for having kids, that was small-minded of her. Because what's the difference between that and society looking at child-free people as faulty robots that are going against their programming? It's simply different sides of the same coin. Don't do unto others what you do not want to be done unto you. It's simply the cycle of life. People are born every day and people pass on every day in different parts of the world. The core concept of this matter is agency, control, and intentionality. As the title points out, when we become our own oppressors, the cost of internalized misogyny. Now, yo, we need to be self-aware to not become each other's bullies and unleash our internalized misogyny onto each other. Because, honey, we are going to internalize misogyny in one way or the other. Look at the society we were raised in. So we have to be conscious and self-aware to not intentionally project it onto the next woman just because we do not agree with what she has going on or her choices in life in general. Now, back to what that creator said. I want to go a step further to say that is how she views herself. That having a child with a partner makes her stupid, dumb, or vulnerable. Now, let me shock you. The funniest part in what she said is that she's valid. How she said it was, effed up, but the principle and the core of it, she's valid. Was it not last year that Offset showed his ass on the internet when he said that, oh, Cardi B, she's just his baby mama. She's just your baby mama, you married her. She's just your baby mama, you went ahead to have the first, second, and third child with her. She's just your baby mama. Ciao. She's just his baby mama. And he had 3 children after getting married to her. So yeah, that creator, multiple things can be correct at the same time. She has a point, and the difference is that it's a fear-based projection and she's trying to use it to beat other women into doing things the way she thinks it should be done, that will keep you safe or keep her safe. But baby, nah, everybody's life is different and we're gonna do what we want to do. That's just human life for you. That's human beings for you. In conclusion, y'all, live and let live. The goal in life is to go for our desires with intentionality and planning. Whether as a child-free person, as a parent, the goal in life is joy, peace, love, freedom. Be so busy living your life to be bothered to try to down another person for living their own lives because you are too afraid of doing what they do. I know sometimes we have our opinions and you want to quote unquote protect the next person, but you have to live your life and leave them to discover for themselves because the results can be different for them. So yeah, just mind your own business. With that being said, my loves, as always, I am your host here, the Empress H Speaks. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed the content and you want more of this. Share this to someone that you think it will resonate with. See you all in my next video.